Let's now take a look at the tag and number options dialog for the existing tree tool. As I mentioned in the overview, the existing tree tool has the ability to auto number drawings for you. And I'll delete this tree and just place some trees on the drawing here. And before that, let's just go into the object properties dialog, and remember I said previously that you probably want to set this dialog up before you begin placing trees. If you don't want to auto number trees, then you'll be turning these two things off. If you do want to auto number trees, then you can set how many leading zeros there'll be. So if there are less than 100 trees, you would choose this one. If there are less than 1,000, you choose this one, and so on. You can add a suffix or a prefix. You can auto number duplicated trees or not. That means that if you duplicate a tree using copy or paste, it won't be auto numbered. It will only auto number if you place a tree with the existing tree tool. I think probably you want to leave that on. Then you're also able to specify for an individual tree whether this particular tree is being auto numbered. These settings here are the default settings for the file. These settings here are for this specific tree. The reason that these are separate is that there are cases, for example, where a tree is being transplanted where you might want to turn off auto numbering for that particular tree because you want to have two trees with the same number, possibly with a different prefix, so that they get listed together and you can see where the existing and proposed location of that particular tree is going. Then under the ID tag options, oh, and by the way, when you do turn this one off, then you're able to manually enter the ID number in here, and you'll also see that when you click OK to the dialog that you can manually enter the ID number in the object info palette. So if you don't want to use auto numbering at all, you'll just have this turned off and you can just number each tree directly in the object info palette. The ID tag options, if you have this one checked, then the leader line from the tag will just automatically point to the edge of the trunk. If you turn that off, then you will have the ability to point the leader line at any point on the tree, so you'll be able to actually put the leader line on the edge of the tree or in the middle of the tree or anywhere you like. If you want to have a marker on the leader line or on the tag leader, then you'll turn that on, and if you want a shoulder line, you'll have that turned on. In order to display the marker, you must be using a class, because it's the class that controls the style for the marker at the end of the leader line. So we'll go ahead here and use our default class. Remember, if you want to use a different classing system, then you already have to have that class set up in the drawing, but we'll just go with the default class here. And this means that it's set up, we'll leave that turned on, that this is now set up as we want. So we click OK and OK again, and we'll take the tool and I can click to place the first one on the drawing, and you'll see as I keep placing them, it's probably a bit small, but hopefully you can see that the numbers are incrementing as I place them. Now that feature of duplicating, if I copy this tree, for example, and then paste it down here, you'll see that because I'm still had auto numbering duplicates turned on, it's also worked with the automatic system. Or if I press the Alt Option key and click drag on a tree, you'll also see that will auto number as well. Alright, now we chose the option in there to have a separate the ability to drag this around, so we might want to put that on the edge of there, for example, and we've got our shoulder line here, and if I flip that over, the text will flip over as well. Now remember I said that you had to set the marker style by class, so let's open the classes dialog by clicking this little icon here and look at the tags class. So we'll click that and choose edit, And then here we need to turn on use it creation, and then we need to set the marker style here that we need, and I am going to start with that style but then customize it. So I'll click custom, and then here I want this to be 45 degrees and a 3mm arrow, and I want to use a custom thickness for the arrow and have it a bit thicker. Let's say 0.7mm, and you get a preview of what it looks like up here. And when you're happy with that, and there's lots of different arrow styles by the way, we can click OK and OK. Now I will have to regenerate this object to see that line there, and that means changing something here, so, or just moving the tree will also regenerate it. This is why it's best to have the classes set up as you want them before you start placing the trees in the drawing. Let's just attach some species information to that, and we'll just go with the top one there. Now, one thing I didn't mention about the tags is that in the dialog here we can display the ID only, ID and botanical name, common name, notes, fair few combinations of things here. So if we go for ID and botanical name and click OK, then the tag will display the tree number and whichever other thing we have specified there. If we went to, say, botanical name and something we had in the notes field, and we had something in the notes field, whatever it is, you'll see that we'll get a 3-line tag with those 3 things in it. Now just to reiterate the options there, if I go into here and I say snap tag to edge of trunk, then what will happen is that the tag will always snap to the trunk. So you've got the option to either just always have that tag snapping there. If I make the trunk bigger, then the tag automatically adjusts. So you can choose that option, or you can choose to do it independently as I was a moment ago by turning that option off, and then you'll be able to move this around and point it to any part that you like.